objects were red-orange in color with defined edges. Osiris Silva's private jet, a retired Air Force colonel, spotted the objects at an altitude of 10,000 feet. He gave the orders to follow the objects. 2 F-5E jet fighters were launched from Annapolis Air Base to intercept the objects, but were first unable to visually confirm the objects. As the jets attempted to close the distance, the objects were maneuvering in a zigzag motion before disappearing into thin air. And up to this day, it all remains a mystery. Number 2, the USS Memphis encounter. The day was October 24, 1989. At 150 miles off the Florida coast and aboard the submarine USS Memphis, the submarine began experiencing electrical anomalies, malfunctioning systems, and loss of navigation. The captain ordered all systems shut down and the submarine surfaced. Once above the water, the surface watch could see the rainy night lit up red with a large inverted V-shaped object hovering over the port side. The object was half a mile across. However, when it made a half circle around the submarine passing the stern at a remarkable speed, the electronic systems went haywire again. The sailors lost sight of the huge object, and in split seconds, everything got back to normal. Air Force authorities attempted to explain the sightings as an exploding weather satellite. Number 1. Operation High Jump. Operation High Jump, or the invasion of Antarctica, was led by Admiral Richard E. Byrd at a time when German naval units were being encountered in South Atlantic as late as 1947. One conspiracy theory states that the reason America's military was quite suspicious of this area was because a German expedition into the Antarctica in 1938 led to a vast series of underground caravans heated by subterranean rivers that finally became the new home to the Nazi regime. They made contact with ancient aliens and with extraterrestrial help constructed flying crafts that resembled classic UFOs. The enemy had to be eliminated, which explains Admiral Byrd's mission. And there you have 5 chilling military encounters with UFOs. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like and share it. And if you haven't already, subscribe down below to get notified almost every single day with newer videos from Top 5's finest. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, we are out.
With Christmas fast approaching comes the age-old internet debate. Is Santa Claus real? Or is it a ploy parents use to keep their bratty kids under control? When children reach a certain age, they often start to question whether or not the fat man in the red suit is just a hoax. When this happens, there are usually 2 outcomes. Either the kids' parents sit them down for a cautious heart-to-heart and admit Santa Claus isn't real, or the parents go out of their way to get their kid to believe again. And sometimes, their efforts include making incredibly cheesy videos. Today, we've collected some of the worst Santa Claus videos we could find. Let's begin! Number 5. Santa's Sleigh. In this short video, we see what appears to be Santa and his reindeer flying over rooftops on Christmas Eve 2014. This clip may work if your child is the most gullible human on the planet. As Santa flies past, it's impossible to ignore the fact that none of the reindeer's legs seem to be moving. I mean, it basically looks like a cardboard cutout superimposed onto the video. If you're trying to use this video to prove to your children that Santa exists, you may as well cut out an image of Santa from a coloring book, glue it to a popsicle stick, and prance it across a blue felt backdrop for him. It would probably be more effective. Number 4. Krampus. There are some parents who have a twisted sense of humor. Rather than show your kids a cheesy video of their dad dressed up in a Santa outfit, why not scare the living daylights out of them instead? Wearing a creepy white mask over his face, this demented Santa is seen laying presents beside the tree, then viciously attacking the onlooker, complete with strobe light effect. Perhaps one of the presents under the tree is a discount coupon for a children's therapist. Number 3. The Academy goes to... Unlike the parents who want to traumatize their children, some make a genuine effort to convince their kids that Santa really does still exist. In 2014, 2 parents out of California decided to film accidentally spying on Santa as he unloads presents under the tree. Once seen, Santa flees up the chimney, accompanied by flashing lights and stupid sound effects. You gotta give these parents credit though. They even thought to scatter ashes on the floor. And the mom has clearly spent time taking acting lessons. Number 2. Santa in Ireland. This video is from Christmas Eve 2014 in Dublin, Ireland. The camera operator's filming the moon outside of his window when suddenly something shoots across it, leaving a jet stream behind. Perhaps the guy who shot the video was drunk, or perhaps he was just feeling the old Christmas spirit. But for whatever reason, he decided to upload the video and claim it was Santa and his reindeer. While some of his subscribers were convinced, others argued that a wooden sleigh wouldn't produce gas, unless Santa happened to have beans for dinner that night. Number 1. Drunk Santa. Sometimes parents go out of their way to spread holiday cheer, and sometimes parents lose a bet. When this guy agreed to be Santa, he decided that he would only do it if he was drunk. Rather than the typical chimney entrance, this inebriated Santa decided it would be a good idea to gather the kids and family together in the garage where he would appear from the rooftop. Santa then half leaps, half falls from the garage and lands rather ungracefully onto the hood of a truck in the driveway. The kids don't seem particularly concerned, but it's clear that the adult relatives are cracking up. This is one visit I don't think Santa is ever gonna live down. And there, you have 5 cases of Santa Claus caught on camera and spotted in real life. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like and share it, and if you haven't already, subscribe down below to get notified almost every single day with new videos from Top 5's finest. Thank you so much for watching, happy holidays, and until next time, we are out. In dating and leisure circles, a unicorn is referred to as a mythical lover imagined in your mind, too delightful and perfect to exist in real life. The slang term parallels the common conception of the unicorn, or one-horned horse or rhinoceros, as a purely fictional animal. But can we be sure? The first writings on unicorns were recorded in Greek natural history, not myth. Unicorn spotting was popular in the Middle Ages. Here are 5 intriguing caught-on-camera unicorns of unknowable veracity. Let's begin. Number 5. The Uzbekistan Wonder Bull. The Greeks didn't envision the earthly unicorn as we do, or as any type of dainty, pure white flying Pegasus. Instead, Aristotle referred to the unicorn as a type of one-horned antelope. Like most other Greek philosophers and scientists, Aristotle saw India as the natural habitat of these strange beasts. This documentary footage, shot in Uzbekistan in Central Asia, shows a type of bull with a prominent devilish center horn shaped like that of a storybook unicorn. The eyewitnesses pull the horn and demonstrate that it's no plastic prop, but the goatish, satanic-looking beast is nothing like our modern-day coloring book conception of a unicorn. It's much more like what the Greeks thought were hiding in the wilds of Asia. Number 4. It's not a scary door, it's a scary house. Released in May 2016, this footage of a possible real-life unicorn more closely matches the fairy tale version accepted in modern society. It stands as a horse does and is much more majestic than any bull or antelope. But the YouTube user The Scary Door, responsible for displaying the footage, drew immediate derision from viewers, probably due to the blatant self-promotion of their investigative video clip channel. However, the footage being taken from another documentary is probably a good thing. Somebody shot it and they weren't sitting in an office thinking up spooky slogans, so take the footage as it is. Who's to say such a creature can exist on our strange planet? Number 3. The lighter demigod side of equestrian. It seems that not all unicorns feel the need to hide out in the mountains, only posing for occasional blurry shots or demonstrations. At the 2012 Northern Maryland Maypole celebration, a resort and retreat for hippies, spiritualists, and Native Americans, something you don't see every day happened. A good fairy arrived, riding a unicorn. By which magical process the royal nymph either discovered or turned her loyal white horse into a unicorn is unknown. But not only does it look genuinely one-horned and silky graceful, this unicorn is much more cooperative and caring for children than any wild tales of Pegasus resisting the reins of Perseus would lead us to believe. Number 2. If you can't find them, make them. California newspapers were shocked in 1980 to receive photographs of a unicorn with a foot-long appendage being raised on a local farm. The breeders Morning Glory and Otter Gazelle had bred their own real-life unicorn. They named it Lancelot, by the way. Although their achievement wasn't actually anything new. As early as the 1930s, such real-life, if man-made unicorns had been performing in the circus, the Barnum and Bailey Circus to be exact. Eyewitnesses described Lancelot as purely medieval, cloven hooves, a silk tail, and a golden horn. His popularity led Glory and Gazelle to continue to breed genuine, elegant unicorns. Number 1. Those North Koreans. Wait. Those who paid attention to politics over the past year have seen how the media's exuberance can be its undoing. This gleeful news footage recently appeared on cable to shame our friends from North Korea for claiming to have found a unicorn lair near a government capital. Now, it's true that if a North Korean leader goes bowling, his score is reported in the news as a perfect 300. Dictators lie a lot. But this time, the giggling Western press got it wrong. What North Korean scientists actually claim to have found are the remains of a Kareen, a mythological chimera-like animal with the features of a horse, cow, and a one-horned goat. The beast was said to be legendary Korean King Dongmyeong's favorite method of transportation. And there, you have 5 unicorns caught on camera and spotted in real life. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like and share it, and if you haven't already, subscribe down below to get notified almost every single day with new videos from Top 5's finest. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, we are out.
Sports through the GoPro. From base jumping to free falling from the edge of space, take your pick. The GoPro has recorded all these momentous events. But sometimes we get to see some shocking and chilling moments where something goes completely wrong. GoPro has captured some of these harrowing moments, where seemingly normal events take an unexpected turn. With this being said, prepare to be completely shocked by these 5 shocking events ever captured on GoPro. Let's begin. Number 5. A survivor's footage from a plane crash. This is rare footage of the moments before a plane crashes and the aftermath of the crash. A survivor aboard a Honolulu-bound plane recorded the crash, showing footage after an engine failure, capturing the unnerving mood among the passengers, moments before the plane dives towards the ocean. The siren sounds, and the moment of impact is recorded by the GoPro, and we see 8 passengers scrambling for their life vests. The man who recorded the footage described it as time-stopping and said he could feel every split nanosecond go by with his life in front of him. Everyone survived the impact, but one passenger succumbed to heart failure moments after the crash. Number 4. James Kingston slips. James Kingston climbs buildings for views. Not just the majestic and breathtaking views from the top of the tallest towers, but for, yes, you guessed it, YouTube views. One video that caught our attention was one where he slipped, aptly called, "I Actually Slipped." This adventure involved the 360-meter-tall Almas Tower in Dubai, where he climbed it without any protection. For those afraid of heights, you might want to close your eyes for this one. Almost at the top, he missteps and briefly loses his balance. He says there was some dust at the top of the spire, hence the misstep. Believe it or not, Kingston has not let the slip stop him. He is still doing his thing. Crazy as it may be. Number 3. Explosion as 2 planes collide. Another freak accident captured by a GoPro almost brings back memories of an action movie. 2 skydiving planes carrying 11 skydivers between them collided over northern Wisconsin. The footage shows the collision and the explosive aftermath, with one plane breaking up into pieces. You could think that it might be fake, but the 11 lucky skydivers will tell a different story. They all jumped before the collision, and the pilot was also able to parachute to the ground, even though minor injuries were incurred. One plane also managed to land safely despite the collision, just like in the Bond movies. Number 2. 2 skydivers collide mid-air. This freak accident took place 14,000 feet in the air over the Florida region in 2016. The 2 skydivers collided in the lower atmosphere, with the GoPro footage captured by one of the skydivers called Sebastian Leal. The 23-year-old was knocked unconscious after the collision, and he was also unlucky to hit several power lines on his downward spiral. He was no amateur, having skydived for over 400 times before this, but was left paralyzed from the waist down after the incident. He still believes that he will one day get himself into a wingsuit and skydive again. For now, we hope he stays on the ground. Number 1. Great White Shark Attack. Unlike most shark attack videos posted on the internet, this one is 100% legit. The GoPro video even made it to international news stations. A college student was spearfishing just off the coast of Santa Barbara when a great white shark gets a little nibble at his fin. He thought it was child's play from his friends until the shark circled around and came back, ripping off his entire fin with its massive jaws. The student realized he was most certainly doomed and aims his spear at the circling shark. He managed to stab the shark, which basically saved his life as the shark swam away. And there you have 5 shocking events ever captured on GoPro. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like and share it. And if you haven't already, subscribe down below to get notified almost every single day with newer videos from Top 5's finest. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, we are out.
Why are we afraid of cemeteries? Could it be because we're afraid of confronting the sorrow and pain that each tombstone and grave represents? The religious and spiritual significance of such places, often considered to be holy in themselves? Or could it be that because among the hallowed dead we may find something, not quite alive, that doesn't belong there? What would you find in your local graveyard just after midnight? These are 5 cemetery creatures caught on camera and spotted in real life. Let's begin. Number 5. Strange Ghoul. Ghouls have in recent years become associated with vampires thanks to Dracula. However, historically, ghouls have been something much creepier and more disgusting. Men or monsters that eat the putrid flesh of the dead. Myths about ghouls go back thousands of years, spanning time and cultures, and they're often considered to live in the cemeteries where they may most easily feast. This video may capture one such ghoul looking for a meal or returning to where it resides during the day after filling its belly with the meat of dead men. We can see it move quickly between gravestones despite the strange shape of its body before seemingly crawling into a crypt or tomb where it cannot be seen. Number 4. Alien-like creature. While aliens are most often the subject of science fiction, aliens have often been associated with disasters or deeply spiritual experiences. In New Age spirituality, the traditional line that exists between physical supernatural and spiritual supernatural phenomena is more permeable than traditional mythology. They're even oftentimes compared to demons or angels in their uncanny ability to present themselves to contactees near death or during their darkest moments, and their association with other supernatural phenomena. If this were true, wouldn't it make sense that perhaps they would find interest in the human dead? This video captures one extraterrestrial-like being hiding among the tombstones of a graveyard. What could it possibly be doing there? Number 3. Creepy Clown. The creepy clown epidemic made America afraid again, as an isolated series of sightings that began in Florida slowly grew into a nationwide hysteria between 2015 and 2016. Most sightings were banal, though scary. Clowns would appear in dark, remote places, waiting to scare any passerby so unfortunate as to find them. While most cases left the victims scared but fine, there were reports of some clowns attacking or abducting adults and children. This video captures one such clown encounter in a graveyard in Chicago. According to the couple who took the video, they were traveling past the cemetery when the clown, who had broken in, caught their attention. Who knows what may have happened if they had gotten closer. Number 2. Ghost of Boy found in Savannah, Georgia cemetery. May ghosts dwell in cemeteries where their mortal bodies were buried, doomed to haunt the ground and soil to which their bodies were returned? Many believe that ghosts exist, and cemeteries are oftentimes considered to be the place to find them, leading kids and paranormal investigators to search graveyards for evidence of life after death. If the spirit leaves the physical body, as many believe, it would only stand to reason that they may awake in a cemetery, confused and stranded between spiritual planes. This transition would be considerably more traumatizing and confusing for a child lost without their parents. This video captures the ghost of a boy lost in time in a cemetery in Savannah, Georgia, which is considered a hotbed of supernatural activity. Number 1. Fairy attack. Many people believe that fairies exist. Fairy sightings and encounters date back hundreds of years in European culture, though their intentions remain unknown. Sometimes, fairies are considered benign societies like our own that live among themselves in the woods. Oftentimes, however, fairies were considered responsible for the disappearances or deaths of children. Even today, some people consider fairies responsible for unexplained disappearances in nature and even UFO phenomena. This video captures one encounter with fairies. A group of teenagers are walking through a graveyard when one suddenly comes under attack by something that looks like a group of bugs. However, one creature flies past the camera and we can see what appears to be a fairy. The victims would never have known what happened without the video. And there, you have 5 cemetery creatures caught on camera and spotted in real life. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like and share it, and if you haven't already, subscribe down below to get notified almost every single day with new videos from Top 5's finest. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, we are out. So what exactly is creepypasta? Here's a hint. Not the casserole that a security guard so annoyingly sexualizes in those Devour commercials. Creepypasta are internet terror tales, written semi-anonymously and passed from forum to forum. Many of the stories revolve around real-life events. Some describe spooky lost TV episodes only viewable on one TV, and others invoke monsters and demons. But outside of Slender Man, how many creepypasta monsters are familiar to YouTubers? Here's a look at possibly real footage of 5 creatures from the horror web. Let's begin. Number 5. Run to the Hills. The Blind Maiden is a special kind of web-friendly thriller. The story states that an evil, eye-gouging apparition will emerge out of a web page, pluck out your eyes, then take a photo of your blinded, screaming face while keeping the eyes to aid her own vision. Only one problem. The website given, www.blindmaiden.com, is empty and filled with random links. Of course, the story tells us to log on at a very precise time, 12 AM on a new moon to be exact, to meet the maiden. Now, it isn't often that we can say this, but a trip to an Iron Maiden concert seems like a safer proposition, both for your eyes and your ears. Number 4. Slender Mask. A recent Oriental-flavored version of the Slender Man myth, the Japanese Cage Cow or Shadow Face, is said to be a spindly character who wears a kabuki-like mask. The mask is said to change expression like a real face does, but that could simply be from the clever monster's skill at manipulating the opposing designs of the mask in light and shadow. Cage Cow is a more layered and potentially harmless creepo than Slender Man. His main hobby is said to be challenging young men to a game of hide and seek, but beware the mayhem if you violate the Cage Cow's dark rules for the game. Number 3. Lucid Momster. A common trope of creepypasta is the dark bedtime story. In one popular legend, a man's daughter approaches his marital bed at 3 AM to complain about having a bad dream. Not only does the little girl recount a disturbing nightmare, she describes the dream ending with a demon having possessed, quote, mommy's skin. It can't be a dream since he's awake. The covers next to him begin to stir, but the audience doesn't find out if the man's wife is now a zombie or a serial lunatic because, well, the story ends there. Creepypasta for all ages, no gore, and never a snore. Number 2. Smile and Weep. Besides having one of the most awesome villain names since the cigarette-smoking man of the X-Files, the Smiling Man's legend is believed to be true by a majority of creepypasta surfers. His description was posted on a board for real-life tales by Reddit user Blue Title in 2012. The Smiling Man is a tall, thin, dancing man in an old suit who follows the author around and runs in creepy, long, toe-tapping strides. He makes no effort to harm the biographical tale-teller, but stalks his prey nonetheless, faster, more cunning, and more unflappable than any beggar or street rat. Above all else, avoid frowning at the Smiling Man. Number 1. One-Way Ticket. For the ultimate in modern creep, the ticket taker is a character in a mysterious video game called The Theater. The game is known to be exceptionally buggy, with only the most determined and resourceful gamers deciphering the gear and codes necessary to load in. Once loaded, the game appears crudely drawn, and the ticket taker gives the role player a movie ticket and a thank you. But on repeat, strange things begin to happen. Gamers are walled out of spaces, and the ticket taker disappears, then returns with a spooky henchman, the Swirly Head Man. In a horrifying twist, the ticket taker and his posse may not be all just pixels in a game. Some gamers have reported having visions of Swirly Headman and the Ticket Taker following them around in real life. We highly recommend Mario as an alternative video game experience. And there, you have 5 creepypasta monsters caught on camera and spotted in real life. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like and share it, and if you haven't already, subscribe down below to get notified almost every single day with new videos from Top 5's finest. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, we are out. If you believe in monsters, you'll love this video. Whether they're captured dead or alive, these are 5 monsters caught on camera and spotted in real life. Let's begin. Number 5. Arizona Winged Monster. This creature was captured on camera by one Richard Christensen in Phoenix, Arizona. The photo seems to capture a quiet, foggy night on a suburban street with a giant winged creature standing on a lawn. The creature, which has been compared to the Point Pleasant Mothman, is humanoid with long legs, horns, and long wings that appear almost transparent. Christensen posted the picture on Facebook, asking his friends, "What does this look like to you?" Obvious similarities have been drawn between the creature and angels and demons. The wings appear almost angel-like, while the horns, large stature, and dark profile give the creature a sinister and demonic appearance. The photos, which were posted on New Year's Day in 2017, were removed by Facebook after someone was able to screenshot the post and share it with the larger public. Number 4. Dead Dragon. Dragons are universal symbols and cryptids that cross borders and cultures. This dragon was allegedly captured on a remote island by an anonymous American businessman. The dragon, which appears dead, appears to resemble the classic Western interpretation of a dragon. A 4-legged reptile with large, sharp scales, folded bat-like wings, claws, horns, and even some feathers that wave in the ocean breeze. While some have claimed that the video is fake, without the physical body there's no way to prove that claim. This is not the first time that someone has claimed to have found the dead body of a cryptid, and these bodies are typically the only physical evidence of these monsters beyond any damage they leave behind or footage captured. Number 3. Homunculus. A homunculus is a classical monster and cryptid that has been known for centuries. The word comes from the Greek for little man, and the name comes from the belief that homunculi were fully formed tiny men that were either the origin of life, kind of like a classical idea of a fetus, or created through alchemy or other witchcraft. This video allegedly captures footage of a homunculus created by a Russian man by injecting human semen into a fertile chicken egg before incubating it for weeks. When the man finally cracks the egg open, it reveals a small creature like that of a human hand, which moves and twitches. It attempts to approach its creator, who kills it by slamming it with a heavy, hardcover book. Number 2. Barnacle Sea Monster. This strange creature washed up on the shores of New Zealand. The long creature has what appears to be a face or snout and is covered with barnacles and what appears to be dreadlocks. The creature, when found, was believed to be a sea monster. It may have been the Taniwha, a sea monster of Maori, native New Zealand people's lore that would drag people beneath the waves to their death. Some so-called experts argued that the creature was in fact a piece of driftwood or canoe that had been lodged in the seabed. No video evidence of these experts examining the creature has been released. Barnacles have been known to grow on other sea animals, including whales and crabs. Number 1. Giant shark caught in the Mariana Trench. Reports of large, fish-like sea monsters are universal. The most well-known may be the legend of Leviathan, an ancient and giant fish or whale that ate the biblical figure Job. While it was traditionally believed that Leviathan had been a whale, the discovery of the ancient and allegedly extinct shark the Megalodon led people to believe that perhaps the inspiration for Leviathan had originally been a giant shark. While megalodons are believed to be extinct, only 5% of the ocean has been explored, and every day biologists discover new species of creatures and rediscover extinct species. It's not impossible that an evolutionary throwback to the megalodon may continue to exist. This giant shark was captured by Japanese marine biologists in 2016. The shark is allegedly between 29 and 60 feet long, though the close distance between the camera and the shark makes it difficult to be sure. And there, you have 5 monsters caught on camera and spotted in real life. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like and share it, and if you haven't already, subscribe down below to get notified almost every single day with new videos from Top 5's finest. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, we are out. People like fishing because it's a relaxing hobby that's defined by short periods of excitement between long periods of sitting, drinking, snacking, and hanging out with your buddies. Typically, you know what you're trying to catch, though a little bit of mystery remains in wondering what it is you actually will catch. It just may be an alligator or a shark. The predator might become prey, like in these 5 most shocking fishing moments caught on camera and spotted in real life. Let's begin. Number 5. Kayaker catches alligator. It's always shocking when you're out fishing and catch something that isn't a fish. In this video, one kayaker fishing in Louisiana caught something much more dangerous. While kayaking with his friend, the kayaker lifts a fishing noodle to see what he's caught, but struggles at first. With assistance, he lifts the noodles out of the water and reveals the snout of an alligator that's been looking for an easy snack. The fisherman, realizing what he's caught, shouts and begins to frantically paddle away, with the cold, dead eyes of a different man staring at the camera. Of course, he could have simply chosen to man up and turn the alligator into chicken-like nuggets, open a restaurant selling his special recipe before diversifying with nationwide chains, but he chose the easy way. Number 4. Hooked marlin eaten by shark. The ocean is home to an entire ecosystem of sea animals devouring and murdering each other for sport that you never really get to see. For if you could see the chaos beneath, you would never sleep. Sometimes you get a glimpse of that aquatic horror while fishing. This video captures the last 5 minutes of a 22-minute battle with a 450-pound marlin off the coast of Australia. While it's more or less a typical fishing video, it takes a turn when, just like in a horror movie, the head of the marlin rises to the surface of the water in a cloud of its own blood. The fishermen reel in the severed head and pull it aboard. Number 3. Ice fisherman catches bird. When people need to catch a bird, they most frequently use their hands or a net. These fishermen used a hook. While ice fishing in Pennsylvania, these 2 fishermen caught a bird. When they're alerted by one of their fishing holes, they run to reel in their catch. It's only when their quarry reaches the surface do they realize that it's a bird, which was itself looking for a fish to eat. After freeing the tangled up rival from the line, they release it. The bird then waddles off to go for another swim, apparently having learned nothing from the experience, which will cause it to continue to relive the painful experience again and again until it runs out of luck. Number 2. Marlin fights back. Marlins, sometimes confused with their cousin the swordfish, have giant spears on their faces that they use to hunt other fish. Occasionally, they're capable of using those spears in self-defense against predators, and this video captures what happens when they do. A group fishing off a yacht think they've caught a marlin and are reeling it in when it decides to take the fight to them by launching itself out of the water and into the yacht, where it penetrates one of the fishermen through the face before, likely believing the fishermen have learned their lesson, making a tactical retreat back to the water below. The fishermen lived without any substantial injuries and later appeared on an Animal Planet segment about the attack. Number 1. Shark eats a fish. You wouldn't expect a shark to maybe eat your fish when you're fishing in the open sea. Probably they don't just hunt below the dock where you go fishing. This is just one of the many lies that we tell ourselves so that we can sleep at night. These people got a disturbing dose of reality when the fish they were catching in a quaint little inlet is stolen from them by a shark. They lose their minds, just as you probably would if you found a shark in the water outside of your home and try to reel the shark in. it doesn't work, and they can rest easy knowing that somewhere out there is a shark in the water. And there, you have 5 shocking fishing moments caught on camera and spotted in real life. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like and share it, and if you haven't already, subscribe down below to get notified almost every single day with new videos from Top 5's finest. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, we are out. Parkour, free running, roofing. All across the globe, there are thrill seekers and adrenaline junkies who take sporting to the next level. Said people are known for using buildings as their own personal jungle gyms, leaping from rooftops, even climbing skyscrapers without the use of safety equipment. Now, it's all fun and games for those who view these videos from the comfort of their sofas, but sometimes these climbers overestimate their own abilities and skills, and sometimes that means serious injury and even death. We've gathered some of the extreme parkour videos for your enjoyment. Let's begin. Number 5. The Bridge. 2 teenage boys in Russia decided to perform a dangerous stunt. They found a nearby bridge and decided to climb up to the tallest point of the metal structure. Their objective? To capture the most epic selfie ever. One of the boys hung back while the other walked ahead towards the edge of the structure. As he hopped from spot to spot, he suddenly lost his balance. He instinctively took hold of a thick black cable near his shoulder, only to discover it was a live wire. The boy was electrocuted for several seconds before, utterly stunned, he let go and fell from the bridge. Number 4. Titanium Power. This video shows a young man parkouring around town doing various stunts. At one point, he's filmed running over rooftops. At one point, he reaches the end of a building that has a much shorter building within leaping distance, so the young man runs across the concrete and attempts to leap over the metal railing onto the roof of the smaller building. But he doesn't quite leap far enough and barely makes contact with the edge of the smaller building's roof with his hands and his face. The young man falls several feet and lands on the concrete ground between the 2 buildings. After the fall, the man was taken to the hospital where he needed 19 titanium plates, 38 titanium screws, 21 stitches in his face, 14 mouth stitches, and over 30 staples somewhere along his jawline as well. Number 3. Concrete Jungle. In 2014, a 20-year-old named Caleb was practicing parkour with a group of his friends in Olympia, Washington. At one point, Caleb leaps over a metal fence but caught his foot on the top bar, sending him careening down 16 feet onto concrete. Unfortunately, Caleb's head is the first thing to make contact with the concrete, and his skull took the full weight of the fall. You can immediately tell that something is seriously wrong as Caleb makes strange gurgling sounds and struggles to sit up. Caleb wound up suffering from a severe traumatic brain injury. After he was rushed to the hospital, he was put into a medically induced coma and had to have most of his skull removed in order to control the internal bleeding. He spent 19 days in the hospital and had multiple surgeries that took place throughout 2014. He wound up being one of the lucky ones to survive the horrible brain injury. Number 2. The Crane Game. A pedestrian was walking by a construction site when he happened to look up at a large crane beside the building. He realized there was a man walking on top of the crane, so he decided to film this crazy stunt. The man can be seen slowly making his way towards the edge of the large metal crane. The man decided to walk on this thin metal piping rather than crawl his way across. The man doesn't make it very far before he loses his balance and begins to fall. For a few nail-biting moments, it seems as though he may recover as he makes a grab for the piping, but his momentum and the force of gravity quickly win. The pedestrian records the man's fall. The crane was being used for a 10+ story building. Number 1. Shock and Awe. This video came from a couple of bystanders in India. One of them noticed a man climbing an electric tower across the street and decided to start filming the man's stunt on his phone. Unlike other parkour stunts, not only is this one dangerous due to being hundreds of feet in the air, but the man is also in dangerously close proximity to live wires. The man successfully climbed to the highest tier of the tower before something went horribly wrong. Sparks emitted from the tower as the man touched a wire and was electrocuted. The crowd continues to watch in horror as the man's body falls to the next tier and then slips through the gaps in the metal structure. Based on how stiff his body is as he tumbles down the side of the tower and onto the ground, it's fairly reasonable to assume that the man had already died prior to his fall. And there, you have 5 scariest extreme parkour moments caught on camera and spotted in real life. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like and share it, and if you haven't already, subscribe down below to get notified almost every single day with new videos from Top 5's finest. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, we are out. Hey Dragon Ball fanatics, what if Dragon Ball was real? Well, if you searched for this video, you probably already know that it was. Even if the kids at school don't believe you, you know that Goku is real and will make them pay for their words and deeds, and they will pay. Send them this video and they'll know the truth, know that Dragon Ball and Goku are real, that he's out there, and that he's making the world a better place. These are 5 Goku sightings. Let's begin. Number 5. Goku appears over Japanese tsunami. Pop quiz, hotshot. Can you name the country that Goku is from in Dragon Ball? No, not Planet Vegeta, and no, not Master Roshi's island. Goku is from the island nation of Japan. It makes perfect sense that during his country's darkest hour, that Goku would appear to inspire hope in people's hearts during the 2011 tsunami that caused the Fukushima nuclear disaster. You can see Goku clear as day riding his combination vehicle and friend flying Nimbus. This footage was captured over the town of Sendai. He just might have been looking for people to rescue in Sendai, or he may have been on his way to Fukushima to help stop the disaster, or maybe he was on his way to check on his hometown in Morio. Number 4. Goku Spirit Bomb. We know that Earth has been attacked by aliens before, and we know that Goku has defended the planet from alien invaders by the use of the Spirit Bomb, his most powerful technique which draws on the power of the Earth and its inhabitants to lend him their strength. In this video, we see one such Spirit Bomb being hurled through the air. What alien threat was he fighting off that time? Perhaps it was the return of Frieza's family, or Mecha Android King Piccolo. One thing's for sure, this was definitely the last-ditch effort by Goku to save the planet in battle after the deaths of several friends, who have since been revived with the Dragon Balls. Number 3. Goku spotted by plane passenger. If you doubted the authenticity of the previous videos because you couldn't see Goku clearly enough, get ready to have your beliefs challenged, guy. This video, captured by a bystander, shows Goku flying on his friend Nimbus. While he moves too quickly, you can just make out his hair and the bright orange color of his turtle school uniform. Number 2. Goku saves pedestrian. Goku's a hero for one reason among all others: his selflessness and willingness to do what is right and save other people. In this video, a man on a bicycle is about to be hit by a car in an Asian country, just like where Goku's from, when a mysterious figure appears and rescues him in the blink of an eye. Perhaps Goku used one of his signature moves, the Whirl, to stop time and rescue this bicyclist from death and dismemberment from the truck about to hit him, just like he's saving billions of other people on Earth by defeating Majin Buu. Perhaps Goku found himself in a battle with his nemesis Dio, and that truck was a stand sent to kill an innocent person to distract Goku from the battle while Dio made a hasty escape. There's no way of possibly knowing that it isn't in fact Goku. Number 1. Goku appears. We've saved the best for last, an appearance of the man himself. In this video, tourists and visitors to a landmark in an Asian country, just like the one Goku is from, are shocked and astonished to see the big man in charge himself float over them. Who knows why Goku decided to make this appearance in person at this landmark site? Perhaps he had scheduled a battle with Cell to take place at that place and time and was waiting for his opponent to arrive. Perhaps he just wanted people to know that in the darkest of times that he was there, that he was watching, that he was omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent. Whatever his reasons, his appearance frightens the crowd of people and they flee, as you should if you ever see Goku. Remember, Goku is Earth's guardian who must never be approached. Just wave and say, "Arigato, Son Goku." And there, you have 5 Goku sightings caught on camera and spotted in real life. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like and share it, and if you haven't already, subscribe down below to get notified almost every single day with new videos from Top 5's finest. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, we are out. Most people believe in a major religion and that their God works through miracles or even angels. While some doubt the validity of these claims, many consider the existence of a higher power not only necessary, but self-evident in the world. These are 5 miracles caught on camera and spotted in real life. Let's begin! Number 5. 5-year-old and grandmother struck by moving car. This horrifying video captures the moment that a grandmother and her 5-year-old grandson are dragged into a car accident between a reckless driver and a parked car. The two are being recorded by CCTV as they walk down the snowy and icy street. An incoming car swerves into the wrong lane, perhaps because of the inclement road conditions, and collides into a parked car. The parked car slides backwards, striking and barreling over the woman and young boy. Both the boy and his grandmother survived with relatively minor injuries from the accident. The fact that both were okay after such a horrific accident is truly miraculous, considering the amount of trauma we saw them suffer. Number 4. Man walking on water in India. This video captures a man seemingly walking on water in a river in India. Walking on water has long been considered a miracle and a sign of the supernatural since biblical times. Like Jesus Christ of Nazareth, this man appears to walk on water effortlessly and casually in the middle of the day. While one might consider this to be an illusion or a trick, the man's walking by himself and not performing for any apparent crowd of spectators. The only group of people capable of witnessing the apparent miracle are the small group of people on the shore and the cameraman himself. Number 3. Balloon comforts grieving mother. This video captures a strange paranormal moment that a grieving mother is seemingly comforted by a white balloon at the wake of her son in the Philippines. The 7-year-old boy had died in September 2015. 2 videos have been released of the incident by the family. In the first video, we see the boy's white coffin covered in flowers and balloons. In the second video, we see one of the balloons make its way towards the grieving mother. Without any apparent intervention or manipulation, the balloon makes its way to the crying mother and makes physical contact with her. She grabs the balloon and seems calm. According to the family, the spirit of the little boy delivered balloons to his mother and siblings at the wake before passing on to the next world. Number 2. Angel of 9/11 caught on tape. The United States was rocked by the World Trade Center attacks on September 11, 2001, and the world was rocked by the consequences. While a number of supernatural phenomena have been recorded around the controversial incident, these photographs were captured at the National September 11th Memorial and Museum. The Angel of 9/11 is captured in a steel girder that, through an alleged number of chemical processes, became twisted into an almost angelic shape, including what appears to be a facial visage. Some might argue that this effect is the product of pareidolia, or the recognition of a pattern or face that doesn't exist, a psychological phenomenon in which the human mind tries to create familiar images out of unordered chaos. Number 1. Angel cancer survivor Chelsea Banton in the hospital. Chelsea Banton was a girl who had been born 5 weeks premature with a number of developmental disabilities, physical disabilities, and health problems. The Paralympian had contracted pneumonia in 2008 and had reached such a critical level that doctors instructed her parents to take her off life support. On the day that Chelsea Banton was about to die, an angel was captured on film visiting her in the hospital. A flash of light was captured outside of her room that looked like a humanoid figure with wings. Chelsea survived through the night, and her family took her home 2 months later. While this miracle proved that it wasn't Banton's time yet, she died on November 28, 2015 of medical complications. And there, you have 5 miracles caught on camera and spotted in real life. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like and share it, and if you haven't already, subscribe down below to get notified almost every single day with new videos from Top 5's finest. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, we are out. The first known mention of Slender Man comes from a Something Awful image in 2009. Some people believe that the Slender Man is significantly older, going back hundreds or even thousands of years. Regardless of his origin, the Slender Man has grown into a true supernatural phenomenon that transcends culture and language barriers. Is the Slender Man real? If the mere idea of the Slender Man drove two girls to attempt to kill their classmate in 2014, well, he's real enough. Let's begin. Number 5. Slender Man in House. One thing that can be said about the Slender Man is that he can appear anywhere, as if from thin air at any time, though he does have a fondness for people recording themselves or others using outdated media. In this video, a man and a woman enjoy a casual conversation as the girlfriend records them using a camera VHS recorder that she's found. The man asks her to put it back, and as the conversation continues, the video begins to become distorted. The woman turns around to return the camera and finds the Slender Man towering over her in the hallway. She tries to run as the video becomes increasingly distorted. They try to climb out the window, and the video ends. Number 4. Slender Man in Real Life. In this video, a few pranksters get more than they bargained for when they are presumably killed by the Slender Man. A couple of kids are looking to goof on people by ding-dong ditching them, a mild prank that involves trespassing, ringing on doorbells of strangers, and running away. When one of their friends goes missing, we learn that they rang the wrong doorbell. They try to find him, but it's not until they reach the end of the street do they find him, under the power of the Slender Man. As is typical, the Slender Man and his victim disappear in an instant. They run, and just when they think that they're safe, one of them is grabbed and dragged away screaming by the Slender Man. Number 3. Slender Man kidnaps little girl. A keystone of Slender Man's mythos is that he has a taste of abducting children to serve some unknown horrifying end. This may be why oftentimes he is cited by young children recording videos in their parents' backyards. In this video, a child is kidnapped right from under her father's care. While recording their time together, the little girl hears a noise and her father sees a stranger pointing through their window. He leaves the girl alone to go confront the stranger outside, but when he returns to the house, she's gone. The father runs down the street to find his daughter, but when he finds her, she's walking hand in hand with Slender Man into a bank of fog. The little girl's whereabouts are unknown, and she is presumably dead. Number 2. Slender Man in Russia. While the Slender Man is typically sighted in his human form, Slender Man also has a more disturbing, monstrous form that is less frequently seen. As if a spider or octopus, the Slender Man sometimes outstretches his limbs to unbelievable lengths, or sometimes even sprouts entirely new ones that he may use to carry himself or cross terrain. In this video, we see the Slender Man in this form as he crawls along the side of a large building. This exceptional size might indicate how it is that the Slender Man is able to quickly scale large distances in the blink of an eye. Number 1. Slender Man outside house. Sometimes the Slender Man is respectful. While he'll often arrive unannounced to ruin your life, kill your loved ones, and steal your children, he'll occasionally knock first and wait patiently for you to present yourself to him. This is the quickest and easiest way for both of you. In this video, the victim looks outside his window to see the Slender Man quietly inspecting the architecture of his porch. Of course, as the Slender Man is an extra-dimensional monster, it knows when it's being watched and turns to the viewer. This has invited the Slender Man into your mind and life. Thank you for inviting the Slender Man into your mind and life. And there, you have 5 Slender Man caught on camera and spotted in real life. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like and share it, and if you haven't already, subscribe down below to get notified almost every single day with new videos from Top 5's finest. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, we are out. Though the 2 hunters in the picture have never been identified, the story that goes along with the photos is that they killed the creature when they found it before fleeing. The body appears to resemble the common idea of what a werewolf looks like. It appears large, with a canine-like head and a large upper body. It has large muscular appendages. The huge beast has a canine-like snout and a mouth full of large saber teeth. Its hair is patchy and we can see the pink skin beneath. The men who took these pictures are out there, and only they know what it is that they killed. Number 4. Werewolf Roaming Garden. This video, allegedly captured in Brazil, shows what appears to be a large, hairy mammal invading a person's garden. Though the CCTV footage is low resolution, we can make out the profile and movements of the animal. The creature initially approaches on 4 legs, but comes to walk and stand on 2. According to the owner of the garden, the creature was about 5 feet tall. Some have said that this video captures footage of an ape like a gorilla, but no primate from the New World is that large. The creature's long canine-like snout doesn't match the profile of a New World primate indigenous to that area either. Brazilian authorities were so alarmed by this video and other sightings in the area that a 9 p.m. curfew was placed on the area. Number 3. Werewolf walking in street at night in Brazil. This still from a Brazilian street at night allegedly captures a werewolf walking on its hind legs. This photo is part of an unreleased video recorded by a CCTV camera during the rash of sightings across Brazil that accompanied the previous video. The quality is much better in this picture than the last video, and the figure can be clearly seen. It has animal-like legs that bend at the wrong angle and a long wolf-like tail. It has a snout and is covered in brown fur. The only thing that seems even remotely human about the creature is its hands. Some have claimed that this photo's fake, but those claims have never been proven. Number 2. Werewolf killed in Brazil. This photo allegedly captures another werewolf corpse, again related to a series of sightings in Brazil. This body was discovered by locals, but it allegedly disappeared quickly before an official investigation could be undertaken, leading them to suspect a cover-up by the government. The head has a definitive canine-like structure and large saber-like teeth. The upper body is covered in a thick layer of hair that extends down the arms to the large clawed paws. The hair is disappearing from the lower half of the body, and its legs and feet, while muscular, appear almost humanoid. The werewolf sightings in Brazil stopped soon afterward. Number 1. World War II German werewolf discovery. This footage was allegedly captured by German soldiers during World War II in Germany. While patrolling, the men allegedly came across the body of a werewolf. The werewolf, apparently female, lies dead on the forest floor in the tall, thick grass. Her feet appear human, and her entire body is covered with short but thick fur. The profile on the creature is that of a dog, but its snout is much shorter than the other bodies. The teeth are smaller but just as sharp. The eyes are pearl white, perhaps because it's dead, and it has a full head of black hair. While some may claim this video to be fake, it's important to remember that Germany recorded its soldiers for propaganda purposes, and there's no knowing what they may have found out in those old woods. And there, you have 5 werewolves caught on camera and spotted in real life. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like and share it, and if you haven't already, subscribe down below to get notified almost every single day with new videos from Top 5's finest. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, we are out. The world is full of strange and unexplained creatures. Every day, scientists discover new species or rediscover old ones as they finally penetrate vast forests and jungles that have never been explored by outsiders. Though the world is covered by 70% water, we've only explored 5% of that. What unknown creatures might we find? These are 5 mysterious creatures caught on camera and spotted in real life. Let's begin. Number 5. Reptilian. A photo of a reptilian-esque alien was posted to 4chan's politically incorrect board. While it's common for hoaxes to start on 4chan, the website's official approach to the images was not. 4chan went down from maintenance, and all archives of the alleged photo were removed entirely. Stranger still, people who had downloaded the image claimed that it was missing from their hard drives. It was like there was a cover-up operation. According to people who had seen the photo, it was described as a selfie in which a reptilian humanoid with yellow scales and a small, human-like face took a smiling photo in front of a tree in Arizona. Since the incident, details have become unclear. A number of fake images have been reposted, claimed to have been the original photo, but many of them have been easily proven fake through Google reverse image search. Only time will tell if the image resurfaces. Number 4. Trunco. The trunco is a cryptid described as a polar bear-like fish covered in long, matted white hair. The first recorded mention of the creature is an article published by the Daily Mail in 1924. In the first sighting, it was spotted fighting 2 killer whales for 3 hours near Margate, South Africa, before washing up on the beach 10 days later. According to witnesses, it had a trunk but no head, a lobster-like tail, and snowy white fur, being measured at 47 feet long. Another trunco was reported a year later in Pennsylvania, where it had allegedly killed whales before resting on the beach for 10 days and returning to the ocean. These photos capture another alleged trunco corpse which had washed ashore on the Philippines in February of 2017. Number 3. The Labankier Devil. The Labankier Devil is a monster that allegedly dwells within Siberia's Lake Labankier, a lake compared to Loch Ness because of its strange association with the supernatural. Lake Labankier is even more remote than Loch Ness and almost 3 times as large at 61 square kilometers in area. Sightings and stories of the monster go back for years, but an alleged photo was taken of the creature in November 2016 by Andrei Solovyev. According to Solovyev, the ice was beginning to melt when the creature appeared at the surface of the lake. This comes 3 years after Russian scientists discovered a large skeleton and jawbone at the bottom of the lake using sonar technology in 2013. Number 2. Ukrainian River Monster. Footage of this strange monster was captured in Ukraine. The creature appears to be a hybrid of an alligator or crocodile and a fish. The animal appears to be covered in large reptilian-like plates or scales and has huge, jutting teeth. Oddly enough, it appears to lack eyes. The creature is resting on the side of the river when a hiker or explorer notices it and approaches it. As he begins to prod at the creature, it recoils and returns to the river. The footage was allegedly captured near a river in northern Ukraine, leading some to speculate that this creature might be connected to Chernobyl. Could it be possible that this may be a mutant created by the radiation of the world's single largest nuclear catastrophe? Number 1. Loch Ness Monster Skeleton on Shore. While many believe the Loch Ness Monster is a single creature that's lived for centuries in the Scottish lake, others have speculated that the Loch Ness Monster might actually be a family of monsters or dinosaurs that reside within, surviving in a pocket ecosystem of underground caverns and grottos in or near the lake. This poses one interesting question for believers. What happens to the bodies of the dead monsters once they've lived their lives, however long that may be? In June of 2016, one such body may have found its way to shore, resulting in a nightmare-esque scene on the beach. The remains of the monster found on the beach include its skeleton and organs, devoid of any skin or muscle. While some speculated that it was strange for the organs to remain intact, it may be possible that the skin and muscles were removed by hunters, poachers, or collectors. And there, you have 5 mysterious creatures caught on camera and spotted in real life. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like and share it, and if you haven't already, subscribe down below to get notified almost every single day with new videos from Top 5's finest. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, we are out. Most of us are familiar with the notion that only 10% of Earth's oceans have been fully explored by man. While scientists are out exploring our ocean's depths every day, there's still much we don't know, including all of the various creatures that call salt and freshwater home. Every once in a while, an individual will be at the right place at the right time and photograph something that science has yet to properly identify. Here are 5 of those creatures that have made headlines and remain a mystery to this day. Let's begin. Number 5. The Hook Island Monster. In 1964, media all over the world began to blow up because of a photograph that surfaced from Australia. The photo showed a small boat next to a large, serpentine-like unidentified sea creature. Said creature was 80 feet long and had an appearance that was compared to a tadpole. The Le Serec family, who encountered the creature, described it as being mostly black with inverted brown stripes. Robert Le Serec assumed that the creature was either dead or fatally wounded because it was laying very still on the ocean floor. But when Robert dived down to take a closer look at the creature, the Hook Island monster suddenly moved its head toward Robert, causing the man to panic and hightail it back to his family's boat. Some people claim that this sea creature is nothing but a hoax created by Photoshop. However, Photoshop didn't exist in 1964 when the photograph was taken. Number 4. Lagerflöt worm. There's a lake called Lagerflötsormur located in Egilsstaðir, Iceland. In 2012, a group of people were visiting the lake during a cold winter day when they spotted something very unusual. One of the individuals began to record what appears to be a large snake-like creature slowly swimming around under the surface of the water. The creature has a scaly appearance with a large head. Some people argue that it could be debris that moves due to gases released far below the surface. However, many experts have viewed the footage and have not ruled out the possibility that it could very well be a previously unidentified animal that lives deep beneath the surface of the lake. Until more footage is captured of the intimidating creature, it will remain a mystery. Number 3. The Ninjin. The Ninjin is a name used to describe a humanoid creature that has been popular in Japanese culture for hundreds of years. Many people believe the pale humanoid lives in the Arctic and could be an ancient alien from another planet. When a strange, unidentified creature appeared on an image taken for Google Maps, many people began to suspect that it was a Ninjin. The humanoids are said to have been spotted by government whale research ships both off the coast of Japan and in the Arctic. Nobody's entirely sure what the creature is, but those who have seen it state it has arms, legs, even 5 fingers, just like an ordinary human being. Number 2. The Nabao. In 2009, a group of emergency workers were flying in a helicopter monitoring flood levels of the Bele River in Sarawak. As they flew, one of them noticed a very strange creature swimming in the water below. It was called a Nabao, which means giant snake. According to legend, the Nabao is a snake that is over 100 feet long. After the photograph was taken in January of that year, media outlets such as websites and newspapers began to blow up the footage. A few argued that the photograph was tampered with, but those who live near the Bele River are terrified and convinced that the legendary Nabao has returned to the waters after many decades of being hidden. Number 1. The Prehistoric Shark. A group of guys were out in the ocean near Victoria's East fishing when one of them caught something and began to reel it in. The men were all shocked when a most unusual creature was spotted on the end of the line. Its long brown body and gummy-looking mouth made them initially assume they'd caught some subspecies of eel. But upon further examination, it was determined that the strange creature is actually the extremely rare and little spotted frill shark. The frill shark is prehistoric and has been living in the ocean for around 80 million years. The group of fishermen had no idea that they had captured the first live sighting of the shark in human history. And there, you have 5 mysterious sea creatures caught on camera and spotted in real life. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like and share it, and if you haven't already, subscribe down below to get notified almost every single day with new videos from Top 5's finest. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, we are out. Regardless of religion, most people believe in angels, and many have reported direct encounters with angels or having seen them. Angels transcend religious and cultural barriers and seem omnipresent. Sightings of angels and angelic figures go back thousands of years, but with cell phone cameras and constant CCTV footage, it's easier than ever to record evidence. Have you ever seen or encountered an angel? Would you be ready to record it? These are 5 angels caught on camera flying and spotted in real life. Let's begin. Number 5. Angel walking on clouds. This photo was captured by Nick O'Donoghue while on a flight over Europe, who sent the photo with the description to the Daily Mail. According to Donoghue, I was gazing out the window and was amazed to see a figure in the distance in front of us, and then as we flew closer, the bizarre shape of a human-like figure walking along the clouds appeared. The figure resembles a human with arms, legs, a torso, and even a distinguishable face. However, it even appears to have a set of wings that stretch beyond its arms. While many people have come to reject the historic idea of heaven being a place in the clouds above, this image sure does make you reconsider that. Number 4. Angel saves girl in hospital. Chelsea Banton was a girl who had been born 5 weeks premature with a number of developmental disabilities, physical disabilities, and health problems. The Paralympian had contracted pneumonia in 2008 and had reached such a critical level that doctors instructed her parents to take her off life support. On the day that Chelsea Banton was about to die, an angel was captured on film visiting her in the hospital. A flash of light was captured outside of her room that looked like a humanoid figure with wings. Chelsea survived through the night and her family took her home 2 months later. While this miracle proved that it was not Banton's time yet, she died on November 28, 2015 of medical complications. Number 3. 5 angels caught on tape. Pedro Avila is a skywatcher, someone who watches for aliens and UFOs from